7 Years' War had finally ended. Everyone who wasn't France was in a decent position. Future President George Washington had helped claim victory and secure new lands. Native treaties immediately helped relations and were really out of nowhere, and a 180 for the British. These treaties had stopped settlers being introduced to new lands. This was a very bad decision for settlers. They wanted new land and all the resources that came with it, yet to them they were being deprived.
With the introduction of Canada into the fold of the empire, the transatlantic trade was now more powerful than ever before, with Spain still owning modern-day Florida and just about everything westbound and down off the Mississippi. That doesn't mean France doesn't have some territories left. All they really did have left was the island of Haiti and French Guiana, which were major producers in their own right.
The Townshend Acts were basically just an excuse to steal more money to pay off debt. The British Parliament basically said, "You live under my roof and pay me rent," that rent being just about everything you would have owned. Coupled with the Navigation Act, the British Parliament basically had a cash cow who they could force to give only funds to them. The Stamp Act and other tax reforms that went with it only made things worse, as now even basic commodities made everything harder to get.
March 5th, 1770. A man is guarding a courthouse. It's a very cold day. He can feel his breath and see it as he shivers. A crowd forms around the man, pelting him with snow and ice. He calls for help. In comes Thomas Preston and his 12-person unit. With Thomas in front of them, he orders the crowd back. They increase in number. Then smoke. The shots were fired. 5 colonists were laid dead, their blood spilling onto the frigid, snowy floor as their life left them. Thomas never ordered them to shoot. To this day, no one knows if they simply misheard their commander say, "Don't fire," or if they didn't care. But one thing is certain, what man orders a gun to be fired while he's in front of them?
Thomas and his men were not tried in the Americas, but rather England. This was a very big point of contention. Regardless of how he was tried there, no one would be happy. He was acquitted, which made the colonists see fire. This was something they would hold in their hearts for a long time. Discontent colonists dressing as Indians boarded trade ships, grabbing whatever is near to them to throw it overboard. This was in protest over taxes, which they had clambered on imports to the colonies. Angry over having to pay more money unnecessarily, they simply destroyed it and tried to leave before armed resistance arrived, shouting taxation without representation, as they threw it all overboard.
Being salty after losing over 300 chests of tea, the Parliament decided these unruly colonists should be punished. The coercive acts helped make the colonists less likely to rebel against them. They were not more wrong.
Paul Revere's arm stash was found. British soldiers went for it but were met with guns. The shots that would define the history of the world for centuries. Surviving the encounter at the colonist battle would be a rallying cry for the world. The war would consume all in its path, like a Walmart shopper heading towards Chick-fil-A on a Saturday, till the day the British were beaten back to return soon, but not for quite some time.